Welcome back to Local 4 Plus Live, everyone. And as promised, we are talking all TEDx Detroit this morning, and it's actually coming up on the 28th. So for those of you who may not be familiar, TEDx is a traveling conference for tech, education, performances, informational speeches. I'm a little addicted. You know, once I start watching them on a YouTube feed, I just get lost in this abyss of hours and hours of what I consider to be amazing conversation and amazing lectures. Today we are joined by one of those speakers who is known for getting people out of their seats, and we have one of the curators who gets to select who actually engages and gets to give one of these TEDx talks in Detroit. So I'd like to welcome and introduce you all to Dr. Eddie Connor and Charlie Wollborg, who is the curator of TEDx Detroit.
Hello.
It is wonderful to have you. So, do you guys love TEDx talks as much as I do? That has to be the first question.
Love it. Infatuated by it.
I would imagine so.
It's almost like a time, like if you're having a bad day, like you just need to disconnect. You go for a walk and listen to a TED talk, and it's like
absolutely. Sometimes I'll just have the YouTube on autoplay on my TV at home and just listen all day long.
Yeah.
I learn something from every talk that someone gives, so I'm a huge fan. So I want to start with that. But Dr. O'Connor, let's start with you. What got you started in being a motivational speaker? Tell us your journey.
Well, yes. 2023 marks 23 years of me being cancer-free. And so to go through stage 4 cancer and really find the can in cancer, know what it's like to be raised by a single mother without a father, and the question becomes, how do you play a role if you weren't given a script? How do you become a man if you don't see one? All of those aspects of identity and purpose and discovering my value and rediscovering through pain and given a second chance, I began to share my story. And the story became an amazing journey to empower people literally all over the world, and just a wonderful opportunity to be able to do it on the TEDx stage coming up.
No, that's incredible. I like what you said about not being given a script. Give us that line again.
Yes, how do you play a role if you weren't given a script? How do you become a man if you don't see one, much less interact with one? And so, all those things that I didn't have, and now growing through what I had to go through, it really became a lifelong journey of empowerment to be able to give back despite the setback.
Okay, so you learned how to empower yourself through this journey.
Oh, absolutely.
First of all, congratulations. 23 years being cancer-free. That is indeed a blessing. So we're congratulations to you. We're happy to hear that. So you had to learn how to empower yourself, and now you are empowering others.
Absolutely.
Why is that important to you? Because you also do mentoring.
So important. I believe service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy. And so understanding that, it's not just about totally just you, it's about somebody else. And I think the greatest people are the ones who are givers. Being a servant, being able to give back and show that, you're leaving footprints. I believe success leaves clues. And so to be able to share my struggles as well as my success and be a mentor. I think mentors are those, mentorship is like, providing an opportunity to let people know the mistakes that you made. Life teaches you in two ways, mistakes and mentors. It's better to learn from the mistakes of a mentor than to make your own.
Absolutely.
So
I couldn't agree with you more about that.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree. And before we turned the cameras on, I was talking to you guys about my mentor. Everything you just said, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I got from it, which is why I'm kind of like focusing on that as you go through something and you empower someone else to live a better life about things that you were never given a script about. So what should people expect when they see you at TEDx Detroit?
Oh, it's going to be an absolute expansion of empowerment, inspiration, ideas, impact, just influence, and just really tapping into people's imagination, helping them to dream bigger than ever before, beyond just their budget or their bank account or their boulevard. Detroit is just a wealth of ideas, and we have a wealth of talent here. So I'm honored to be one of those individuals who's going to be, placed on the stage with so many other speakers who are sharing their journey, sharing what the great things that we are doing. Forbes magazine said Detroit is one of the most miserable cities in the nation. I take umbrage to that, and I say we're one of the most motivated.
That's
and you're going to see it. People are coming from near and far, and it's going to be an absolute empowering time. If you don't have your ticket, go get it now.
Yeah, make that happen. Make that happen.
my favorite quote about Detroit is, whatever you believe about Detroit, the opposite is also true. So there's hardship and success.
Yeah.
There's failure and glory, all here together. It's part of the experience that makes us great.
It does, and I think that a narrative about Detroit being miserable is way overplayed, right?
Yeah.
It became the easy thing for people to go to, and that's just what they got stuck on. So whether you're on social media or you're reading articles, a lot of times I'm thinking about, you do know that there's a whole other side to Detroit, right? Just like every city. I have family all over this country, and it's the same everywhere, maybe in different proportions, but that gets a little tiresome to me, I'll be honest. And thank you for letting me vent right there.
Yes, there you go. That let off a little steam.
You
That's
have
all
to.
right.
Did we not have this conversation, Khary? We were talking about someone who could have been a guest on the show, and I was like, I don't like how they represent the city, so I'll pass. I'll pass. And I was very serious, was I not, Khary? It's important to me that we represent the city in the best light, in an honest light possible, and not.
She don't play.
No.
But I think, if you go back to the start, this is our 15th anniversary of TED. We started in 2009, but that was our origin story.
Yeah.
In 2009, the story about Detroit was it's burning, it's bleeding, it's
That's
bankrupt.
right.
And the whole point of TEDx was to shine a light on, no, there are amazing thought leaders, there are these amazing entrepreneurs and good ideas happening here.
Absolutely.
It's not the whole story.
That's not the whole story, and that's what we aim to do, here through Local4 Plus Live and on Live in the D. So I appreciate your perspective, I really do. So you beat cancer. That's a lot. So a lot. No one would have blamed you if you just sat back and said, "Listen, I just want to connect with my healing. I've been through a lot. That's enough." What motivated you to keep going?
And you know what? That's what I was going to do. I was just going to sit back and just really not even tell anybody about my story. I was literally a senior in college at Eastern Michigan University. My mother tells me, you need to write your story. I said, I don't want to tell anybody about the embarrassment of what it is that I went through, going through cancer as a teenager in high school and losing my hair, my self-confidence, my self-esteem. And as I began to write, I began to heal. I was going through the trauma and of my father not being there, never showing up for me one day in the hospital, and all of the low self-esteem of what it is that I had been through, and the depression, the mental discombobulation. And as I was writing, I was healing, and I said, I'm only going to write one book, and it was called Finding the Can in Cancer. I said, Mom, this is for you. You don't have to say anything else to me again. And then, of course, after you put out the first one, you start getting, more people want to know. And so now I'm at 15, just released my 16th book, actually.
Wow.
So, the journey of writing, the journey of actually engaging and taking off the mask and healing from your past really became something that was therapeutic to me and for me. And if I could overcome the obstacle, I was able to help other people do the same.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
16 books.
Yes.
And it starts, so shout out to Mom for pushing you to write the first
Absolutely.
one.
Yes.
Because it's always your mom who gives you that little push that you need that can snowball into really incredible things. I speak from experience with that one. So you hail from Jamaica, I understand. Those are your roots?
I grew up in Jamaica. Yeah, man, no problem. Real team.
Wagwan.
Yeah. Wagwan. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so what does Detroit mean to you, having grown up in Jamaica, rather?
Yeah, born here, grew up in Jamaica. My parents were missionaries to the island. I've come from a very religious household. And to really have a global perspective at a young age, and to also understand that I have to be have an attitude of gratitude. When you think about a third world country, oftentimes depravity, and to really see there is opportunity despite all of the obstacles. And I just love Detroit, and I think Detroit and Jamaica have something synonymous where people are hustlers. People understand the grind and the grit of what it is to be great, and to have to go through a myriad of circumstances in order to do that. And I embody that. I embody the spirit of Detroit, as the rapper Jeezy said, I put on for my city.
Yes.
So,
yes, absolutely.
And so it's a beautiful thing to be betwixt two, as my father's from the islands, and having my Jamaican, so to speak, aspect. It's a beautiful thing to have the local and the global mindset.
Yes, and it's so important. It helps you navigate the world with a different, fresh pair of eyes and a fresh perspective, for sure.
Totally.
So Charlie, I have to go to you. How did you seek out Dr. Connor for TEDx?
So as we're building the show every year, we call it the stew. We're looking for different ingredients. So we're grabbing a tech entrepreneur and an educator and a therapist and a researcher and putting that all together, because creativity is about cross-pollination. we want all these different voices. So as Eddie's application came in and we're looking into his background, he's a walking inspirational poster. You know? So it was just a natural fit for what we want to do, is uplift the people who come, to give them new ideas and new insights and inspire, relight that fire in the belly to go out and accomplish like Eddie has.
That's incredible. So talk to us about why TEDx is so important, specifically for Detroit.
We, as experts, we focus on, we read industry trades, we go to industry conferences, we go deep on what we do for a living, and to really grow as people, as entrepreneurs, as business people, is about looking at what's happening elsewhere. So TED are these little short topics. At TEDxDetroit, everyone gets 8 minutes to share your idea what's spreading. We always say, if you had the world's attention for a few minutes, what would you want to share? So Eddie's bringing that extra ingredient we can to turn setback into a spring forward.
Unbelievable. I love the way you just described all of that. It's so exciting, and especially when you said you just had a few minutes to share your ideas and thoughts with the world. First thing I thought was 8 minutes enough for you?
I know, that's hard. I know, it's just tough. I was able to synchronize it though. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. 8 minutes. You have to
gotta be concise.
Very concise. Like get it all in there. Here's all this inspiration for you. In 8 minutes, do with it what you
leave them
wanting
more. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that you're super excited about having Dr. Connor hit the stage. Who else are you excited to see?
Well, so we have two different speakers on electric vehicles. We have someone talking about the future of high-end vehicles, and someone talking about the future of off-road electric, like ATVs.
Okay.
So we'll see both sides of that. We have comedians and magicians and singers. That E in TED stands for entertainment. It was originally an acronym that meant technology, entertainment, and design.
Entertainment and design. I thought it was education.
But education, the X is education. It's medicine. It's entrepreneurship. We have two different CEOs speaking. We have two serial entrepreneurs who've started multiple businesses, and we have a couple entrepreneurs who are just launching their idea. We'll be talking about the future of democracy and the future of education. We have two different chefs that are taking the stage.
Super exciting.
So it's just a way to kind of mix, it takes the Etch-a-Sketch of the things that you're always looking at, shakes it up so you can create something new in your work and in your life.
Very, very, very exciting. So I have something else I want to share with you guys. Our beloved Khary, producer extraordinaire, was also a TEDx alum from 2011. Which is crazy. But Khary, tell us a little bit about what you did, because you combined music with technology.
Yeah, so look, long story short, I'm in a group. What we ended up doing in that group was taking Twitter and rap and putting it together. So we had the people that were in the building at the time, anybody that might have been watching online, we had them send us tweets to our Twitter handle. And then we did some freestyling within that 8-minute block that we had, you know what I mean? So we had to get people ready, and it seemed like we didn't suck. So
it was great.
The hook was great.
It was great.
Can we hear some? Can we hear some?
Yeah, let's hear some of the hook.
This is easy as 1, 2, 3. When you send us a tweet, we'll rap what's on screen. This is easy as 1, 2, 3. Now presenting STRYFE.
Rapping the smallest piece and they split it. I'm here with Detroit City, I'm Strife, and we ask everybody if they can dig it. They scream woo, yeah we can, no Bologna. I spit with sanguine off the top of the dome and flow cold as North Pole snow, bruh. Once again, dig it. I inspire MCs to spit it with passion and wisdom. They love it, cause I'm going bananas when I'm rapping, attacking y'all. It's spicy as the salsa that we have with the nacho chips from coming inside. Rapping with blissfulness, delivering and rip rhymes is awesome. Got the power, don't need to breathe though. When I come through MCs, they fall on their knees though and worship the masterful. Blasting you when I'm rapping, attacking, I'm coming through with handfuls of rapping truths. We still smash them if they really don't understand how we will pass them and dash them and smash them.
Look, this is easy as 1, 2, 3. When you send us a tweet, we'll rap what's on screen, y'all. This is easy as 1, 2, 3. When you send us a tweet, we'll rap what's on the screen. Y'all, this is easy as 1, 2, 3. You send us a tweet, we rap what's on the screen. Y'all, this is easy as 1, 2, 3. Yo, time to record, we rap what's on the screen.
Some of the best people all in the lander, kings of Detroit. Like
So this year, our music artists, we have Al Bettis, who's an incredible singer-songwriter. This kind of acoustic soul. We have Little Trey, who's a rapper. We have a pop artist. We have Louis Lee, who's a country artist.
Okay.
But then we have AI versus rap.
Oh.
And so we're going to do a battle rap with a live rapper and Microsoft's AI.
I'm there.
Oh, wow.
I'm there.
That is so cool. I'm a little AI obsessed, so
Wow.
let me put that out there now. We've done story after story after story after. We have this thing that we call the No Adult Left Behind project, where we talk about artificial intelligence because it's changing so rapidly, and it feels like the kids know everything, but the adults, we have to stay up on it. That is such a cool concept. Who came up with that? Did you come up with that?
No, Hodge Fleming's one of our speakers. He's talking
Very
about
cool.
the future of AI, and then we will do this performance. We also have Terry White from Adobe, he's their director of photography. He's talking about AI is affecting photography and graphic design.
Yeah. I've done a couple stories about that. It's getting interesting out there in terms of the world of AI. But no, this is all so cool. So how can people get tickets? How can they attend?
So it's 2 weeks from today. It runs through the day. It's from doors open at 9 a.m. and runs till 6 p.m. But if you go to TEDxDetroit.com, that's TEDxDetroit.com, you can get tickets, and there'll also be a live stream too. But you definitely want to be in the room because there's an energy that happens.
Yeah, I think you want to be there. I definitely think you want to be there.
Be in the room where it happens.
Absolutely. Dr. Connor, tell us about your book really quickly before I let you go.
The book is Identity. It's all about giving you keys to discover your uniqueness and unlock your greatness. I like to say somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question: how much longer will you make them wait?
I get it.
Now is the time. You can go and get the book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Audible, wherever books are sold.
I get it. Very, very cool.
Okay, so there's only one person who hasn't done a TEDx talk right here between the four of us. So
Is that
next
me?
year.
Sign me up.
There you go.
What's your
Sign me
idea?
up.
What's your
Are you
idea of
ready?
spreading?
I mean, I told you two, so you pick from those two. Advocacy and learning how to advocate for yourself, because everything you just said, Dr. Connor, is exactly what my mentor did for me, giving me license to speak up for myself. And it literally not just changed my life, it changed my health. Had I not had her, I'm getting emotional, what is wrong with me? Had she not taught me how to advocate for myself, I don't know if I would have ever gotten to the bottom of some real issues that I had been having for over 10 years. So it's incredible. And I'm getting emotional. But now it's time for a news break.
We had a past talk, a future talk, a future talk.
I'll take it.
Past, present, future, all in one.
Yes.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, cannot wait, you guys. We will be right back with more Local 4 Plus Live. Let's get into the news break.